Good morning, dear students. We are proceeding with the reading part of the chapter Journey to the End of the Earth by Ishani Doshi. And yesterday we read the second part. This is Human Impact, in which we completed this portion indicating 12,000 years. Okay, and the best factor, or the you can say root cause of all these impact, that is population, that has been highlighted in this part. And thereafter climate change was a turning point in the and was the most important topic for debates, in which certain questions were asked. Okay, and thereafter carbon dioxide. Fine. And then the program itself, the Students on Ice, which was initiated by Ishani Doshi. And earlier in this program, rich people, celebrities were included or were selected, you can say. But thereafter, Geoff Greene, with the discussion, healthy discussion with Ishani Doshi, changed the participants, and they selected high school students to get something bigger, brighter, effective, or I should say more effective results on the program Student on Ice. Because the reason being, the students could get the things properly, absorb the things, learn, and most importantly, they could act positively in the same regard. Then we started from this part. So let's recap this part only, and then we will continue. The reason of the program has been so successful is because it's possible to go anywhere near the southern pole. Fine. So this program, Students on Ice, was very successful as it was very close to South Pole of Antarctica, and not to be affected by it, and do not get affected by this particular South Pole. It's easy to be blaze about polar ice cap melting while sitting in the comfort zone of our respective latitude and longitude. It's very important line. Just see, it's easy to be blaze. Blaze means happy about polar ice caps melting. And ice caps melting because of pollution only, right? While sitting in the comfort zone of our respective latitude and longitude, means wherever we are in the comfort zone of this earth, we could see, or we can see, the ice melting of Antarctica very easily by sitting in our house or homes. But when you can visibly see glaciers retreating and ice cells collapsing, means the ice cells, means big ice species, icebergs, gets melted, you begin to realize that the threat of global warming is very real. It means in this line it is being told it's very easy to see the melting ice or the icebergs of this Antarctica, but you can imagine that whatever you see right now by sitting in your comfort zone, it's very real. Fine. The whole world is nowadays talking about global warming, this one, and not only one person, but all the people of the world, they are responsible for it. Okay, so this one topic is the next one point that we will discuss now. Antarctica, because of her simple ecosystem and lack of biodiversity, there is less vegetation, so obviously there is no biodiversity as we see on other parts of the earth. Fine. It is a perfect place to study how little changes in the environment can have big repercussions, means a result. Got it? Antarctica can tell us what how small things, they result in big things. Got it? So this is the perfect place for two reasons. First, it can tell us what a small thing can do. First thing. Second, Antarctica can tell us past, present, and future. Understood? So this is the best place. Thereafter, take the microscopic phytoplankton. See, now we are talking about ecosystem, so let's discuss about microscopic phytoplankton. Those grasses, actually phytoplankton is a part of grass. Those grasses of the sea that nourish and sustain the entire southern ocean's food chain. This part, phytoplankton, is, you can say, medium to rotate the ocean food chain. These single cell plants, this is single cell plants, but as per biological term, use the sun's energy to assimilate, to get carbon and synthesis organic compounds in that wondrous and most important of process called photosynthesis. Got it? Photosynthesis, my dear children, everybody knows. But here, this single cell plants gets what? Energy to get carbon and synthesis, fine, from the compound efforts of the most important part of the sea to make this thing happen, to make the photosynthesis happen. Okay, so for phytoplankton is what? A single celled plant. Got it? Now, scientists warn that further depletion in the ozone layer. Already there is a hole in ozone layer. Now we are discussing about what? Global warming. Got it? Depletion in the ozone layer will affect the activities of phytoplankton. How? Because there will be more carbon and phytoplankton will be less in quantity to get the carbon turned into oxygen. So somehow there will be a problem, which in turn will affect the lives of all the marine animals, sea animals, and birds of the region. Which region? Antarctica region. So like polar bear, seal, fish. So such things are there, like animal and birds whole, and even you can say polar fox. So such animals, they get affected by this depletion of the ozone layer, and gradually it comes to us, like in Asia, okay, especially. Then, and the global carbon cycle, it will affect all the sea marine animals and birds, and of course the global carbon cycle. In the parable of the phytoplankton, there is a great metaphor for existence. What is metaphor? If it means if phytoplankton exists in the sea water or in the ice even, it will help us to get oxygen purely. It will happen to do photosynthesis, and of course it will decrease the level of pollution. So it is what? It is a metaphor for existence. Take care of the small thing. Now very important line of the second part. Take care of the small things and the big things will fall into place. Again I told you, the last page it was told, small things, when they get together, they result in a big thing. In the same way, take care of small thing. What is small thing? Phytoplankton, a very small grass in the sea, isn't it? But its role is such a big. Fine. So take care of small things and big things will fall into place, because big things is consisted of small things. Understood, my dear children? Now third part, walk on the ocean. The last part of this chapter, journey to the end of the earth. Now it's really the last part. My Antarctic experience was full of such epiphanies. Epiphany means remembrance. But the best occurred just short of the Antarctic Circle at 65.55 degrees south. See, here Ishani Doshi points out the geographical aspect of Antarctica when she first time put her feet at degree 65.55 south. Okay, and her experience was full of remembrance, full of memories. The Sokilske had managed to wedge means to get into. The academic Sokilske had managed to get into herself into a thick white stretch of ice. This Russian vessel was get into thick white stretch of ice between the Peninsula and Tadpole Island. This is the island on Antarctica, Peninsula and Tadpole Island, which was preventing us from going any further. Means to say, Ishani Doshi with her team member of 52, including herself, they faced a problem, and the problem was their Russian vessel Academic Sokilske was got into thick white stress between Peninsula and Tadpole Island. Fine. The captain decided we were going to turn around. The captain of the ship, Russian vessel, he decided to turn back and head back for north and move to north direction. But before they performed the task, before they turned the ship to the north, we were all instructed to climb down the gangplank and walk on the ocean. Okay, before the Russian vessel Academic Sokilske turned to the north, all the passengers over there, they were instructed to climb down to unboard the ship, simply unboard the ship and put their feet on the ocean, and that was what? Walk on the ocean. Why it was ocean? Because the surface was you can say solid because of ice and snow. So there were all 52 of us. Total passenger at this Russian vessel were 52, kitted out in Gore-Tex and glares, walking on a stark whiteness that seemed to spread out forever. What is stark whiteness? The color of snow, the color of ice. It's what? White. So they could see none other color but white, because the complete ocean was freezed because of ice that seemed to be spread out forever. Spread out means only the ice could be seen. It was forever. Underneath our feet, under their feet, was a meter thick ice pack. 1 meter, at least 1 meter ice pack was there. Okay, even it was ocean, but ocean was freezed because of low temperature, and only there was white color because of ice. And underneath that, 180 meters of living, breathing salt water. Okay, so 180 meter was the solidified ground surface of the ocean, and under this particular ground, salt water was there. It means that ocean was salty. In the periphery, on the boundary, Crabeater Seal. This is the type of fish. Okay, were stretching and sunning themselves on ice floes. Floes means species, much like stray dogs will do under the shade of a banyan tree. So here it is told that some seal ship they stretch out the ice to get oxygen from outside. They are under the water and over there is a layer of ice. So what do the seals do? They stretch out the ice, a hole that they made, and they would be able to get oxygen, isn't it? So it is being told, and how they do like this, like stray dogs in villages and cities, they do while sitting under a banyan tree. Okay, so it's very simple like that. It was nothing sort of a revelation. Okay, there is nothing of uh, divine thing. Okay, everything does indeed connect, and it is told everything in the world connect us at some place, at some point, that we all are one in one form or the another. Like geographically we are one, okay, culturally we are one, socially we are one, or even spiritually we are one. So all the things, they somehow, later or sooner, you can say, they connect us at one point. So in this part we got to see when Ishani Doshi first time put her feet on the ocean, means to say on the ground of ice, and how did she feel and what did she observe over there, isn't it? And 52 were the total number of passenger in that Russian vessel academic Sokolsky. Then now in the beginning we read this one: 9 time zones, 6 checkpoints, 3 bodies of water. Fine. So these 3 things she came across, the writer herself, and many ecosphere later. I was still wondering about the beauty of balance in play on our planet. After reaching over there at Antarctica, the writer Ishani Doshi feels a sense of surprise. How? And she got to know that what kind of a good balance the nature has done with all the parts of the earth, isn't it? And in fact, nature is the best power of the world. Nobody can victor it. Nobody can win the power. So it was just balance that she got to see, and she was surprised. How would it be if Antarctica were to become the warm place that it once used to be? The question has been put by the writer Ishani Doshi. How would it be, you can say, look like when this Antarctica, right now it is a cold place, when it will be a warm place again, how the earth will be look like, isn't it? Will be look like. Fine. Then will we be around to see it? Is it possible for us to see that particular warm place again in the world, or in history, or in future? Or would we have gone the way of the dinosaurs, mammoths, and woolly rhinos? Or next question is very important. Will it be possible when this place, Antarctica, will be a warm place and we will be wiped out like dinosaurs, mammoths, and woolly rhinos? Means to say, if it happens, if this Antarctica will be a warm place, definitely we will not be able to see. Definitely we will not be a part of this world at that time. We will be extinct like dinosaurs, mammals, and woolly rhinos. Who's to say? Is there anybody who can say? No. But after spending 2 weeks with a bunch of teenagers. So how many days she spent at Antarctica? Approximately 15 days, means 2 weeks with her team, all the teenagers. Teenagers means high school students who still have the idealism to save the world. And these teenagers, they really have a sense to do something profitable to save this planet Earth. All I can say is that a lot can happen in a million years, but what a difference a day makes. Very touching line the last is. See, Ishani Doshi says, I can say only one thing. A lot, many things, many changes can take place in million of years, isn't it? If we talk about geographically or historically, but a day can make all the differences, and that day is counted by Ishani Doshi, a visit, or you can say a journey to the end of earth with his team, including 52 high school students. And why did she include these students? Because they are the coming generation. They would think better, isn't it? And they will do better to save this planet Earth. Okay, so this was the reading part of this chapter, my dear children, and in next video we will discuss questions as well as we will start the next part. Okay, till then, take care. Goodbye.